Players, if you want to get better, there is no better player to study in the NBA than Luka Doncic. Before we start the film study, I've got 9 free basketball workouts, including a Luka Doncic workout based off of this film study. To get these, all you've got to do is subscribe to this channel and then send me on Instagram at MasonWaters_ a screenshot of your subscription, and then I will send you all these workouts. Now let's get into this film study. So before we start getting into each of these teaching points and tips for you players, notice on the left side the categories that we have. So we've got driving, finishing, paint play, using body to create advantages, avoiding secondary defenders, shot fakes and pivots, and then passing, reads, decisions, and actions. So the first thing that I want to talk about with Luka Doncic with his driving and finishing is how he decelerates in the paint to create separation. And then the keys for you players is you've got to be able to gain balance and release the ball at a high release. So I'm letting these clips run through right here, these 4, and then I'll break it down to show you what I mean. That play right there, he just stuck with it and gave great effort. But right here, so he's mismatched right here on a big. He's going to obviously drive it. At this point right here, the big and the ball handler, so Luka, they're even. But you're going to see he's going to decelerate, and as he starts to slow down right here, the defense is jumping by him, and then you can see the defense goes by him, and because he goes off one foot and decelerates, he's able to gain that separation. He's also on balance, and he releases the ball high. So it's going to be the same thing right here on a drive. He's going to go off of 2 feet, so sometimes he's going to go off 1, sometimes off 2. Most players watching this, you need to go off 2 feet most of the time. But you can see he doesn't even really have a shot fake. He's just driving hard, gains his balance, and stops. He decelerates and he stops. Defense jumps by him. Layup is open. This is a 1 foot right here. So on these 1 foot layups, he holds the ball for like a half second longer to create more separation. So most players, I think, as they were driving in, like right here, for example, as the ball's going up, most players would shoot it right now, and then a rim protector, for example, here would block the shot or contest it. But instead of releasing the ball right here, Luka elevates, holds onto it for just a second, and you can see his high elevation just gets above the defender's hand to get a clean release. But the key, if you're going to go off 1 foot or 2, is you've got to get balanced and you've got to create that separation. So here's another clip right here, much of the same stuff. And this one right here, notice his shoulder and his body. So he dips his shoulder and his body into the defender. He grabs the ball like a football, like American football. I know we have some Europeans watching, so I'll say American football. And then he uses his body to shield the basketball, and then he does much of the same. Very high release point, decelerates, and that's how he creates separation from the defense. So we got one more right there on LeBron. And then here, he's against the Bulls. So that's a shot fake, but the deceleration is also there, what creates separation. Another one right there. So the next point we're going to talk about is using, getting your shoulder into the defense and protecting the basketball. So on this drive right here, he is against probably the best defensive guard in the NBA, Drew Holiday. Most of y'all, obviously, you know him. But as Luka's driving right here, first of all, this help defender is in a great help position, and honestly, if this is you in this type of situation, you just need to make the pass right here for a 3. That's the best play. But he's able to keep it. He picks it up, grabs it with 2 hands, keeps it strong, and then you can see right here, he's using his left shoulder to get into the defense, and he's bringing the basketball as close as he can to his right shoulder, and he's carrying it very strong like a football. Drew Holiday reaches in right here and actually gets a piece of the ball, but because Luka's using his shoulder and just gripping the basketball so hard, Drew Holiday does not get the ball. So this is going to be same stuff right here. The defense goes for a swipe, and most players, I don't know about most, but a lot of you watching this on plays like this, when you drive it, see how the defense swipes their hand down? when the defense swipes their hand down, most players lose the basketball right here. But two things Luka does to protect the ball is, one, we've talked about it, look at his shoulder and his body. So his shoulder is turned to the defense and the basketball is on his outside shoulder. And then he's also just very strong. So when he picks up the basketball, he's gripping it, with strength so that the defense can't knock it away. All right, so now we're going to look at kind of his go-to move in the paint. And this is what Luka does so well, is he uses shot fakes and pivots, because all of you watching this, you NBA fans, Luka is not the fastest or the quickest player, but where he finds his advantage is, one, in his height. He's tall, he's 6'8", 6'9", maybe, somewhere around there. Obviously, that's an advantage. You can't really do much about that, but you can practice your shot fakes and your pivots and your pivoting out of pressure. So we're going to look at a couple moves right here. So his go-to move in the paint, and he's got some perimeter go-to moves, but go-to moves in the paint, it's kind of a shot fake and then a spin out. So right here is a shot fake. He spun out against the defense and hit kind of a short fadeaway. So this one here, again, it's going to be some people call this a shot stop, but watch his feet. He goes right foot down, left foot down, show the ball, spin out, jump shot. So he's got this move. Same thing right there. Dribble in, pivot away from the defense, hit a jump shot. Now this one's kind of a counter where he's going to add a shot fake. So right here he has a kind of a shake too, but right here, spin out, shot fake, defense goes by him, short little runner. Obviously tough shot here over Anthony Davis, but he's able to hit that. But we're going to see all these moves look the same, and there's just different counters off of it. So right here, instead of a spin out, so he's going to dribble in. In the previous clips, what he did is he spun out at this point right here and shot a jump shot, but the defense is on him and the defense jumps, so then you have to make a counter move and then step through. So players, kind of the lesson here is whatever your go-to move is, both in the paint, mid-range, and on the perimeter, whatever your like best scoring move is, be able to have one or two counters off of that depending on how the defense is playing you. So right here, again, it's a shot fake, spin out, shot fake again, step through, finish. And again, all these moves, your go-to moves, should look the same. That was kind of just a shot fake step through. And this is also one of his other go-to moves. But you can see, so this move right here, it's a drive, shot fake, step through, finish. And now the next move is going to be a counter to that. So it's a drive, it's the same move, drive, shot fake, step through, shot fake, and then spin out for a jumper. So it's the same move, just with a counter. You've got to be able to have, this is probably the most important thing from this video, I think, is that you've got to have counter moves that look like your regular scoring moves. And there's one spin out shot fake that's just with a pass. This one's more fun just because, just look how great his footwork and shot fakes is. So here it's a spin down. This would kind of be like his spin out jump shot, but he shot fakes that. The defender, Adebayo from the Heat, jumps on that shot fake. And usually, whenever you see a defender lunge at you like this, hand goes up and they're jumping towards you or they're jumping up, that's a sign to step through and go by him. Shot fake, spin out, and that one draws a foul. There's a shot fake step through for a layup. And I think we saw this one already. Yeah, that was a fake spin out and then a step through. Okay, so now we're going to talk about using your body to create advantages. And we've used this teaching point before, but I love this angle right here. I love watching Trailblazers clips because you can get this angle. But watch his body angle right here. And this, players, you need to do this. When you're driving, notice right here, he's going to lunge off of his outside foot and create contact with the defender with his inside shoulder. So his inside shoulder is hitting the defense. Basketball is on the outside so that it's protected. And then you can see right there, that's what creates that separation. Because look right here. Defender, Carmelo Anthony, shoulder to shoulder, hip to hip, he's right on him. But he's strong, gets the shoulder into him, stops, and now look at this separation. And again, he's so good at shot fakes that now, like I just said, Carmelo Anthony, the defender here, is lunging out and jumping at Luka, so that's a sign to step through and make the shot. So here's a good pointer. Against a rim protector, you want to turn your body, get your toes pointed towards the baseline, and have the basketball on the outside of your body. I'm going to let these clips run through, and then I'll break it down a little bit. So I've got 3 clips on that. The first clip's probably the best angle. So look here, you got Gobert, who's an amazing rim protector. A lot of you players watching this, you may be smaller, you might be a guard, a little shorter. But Gobert is here, and what Luka's going to do is he's going to go on the pickup. He's going to go right foot, left foot. Now, look, his toes are pointed towards the baseline. His left shoulder is going into the defense. Gobert doesn't even contest it. But when you go at this angle, you're going to be more likely to draw a foul and get some foul shots, and you're also just going to be able to protect the basketball better. So I'll pause it right here. Look here. Toes, well, he actually got away with the travel right here. But when he's gathering a step right here, toes are pointed almost not directly, but kind of towards the baseline here. His inside shoulder is on the defender, and he's able to finish. And then the next clip is the same thing. So he goes off 2 feet. His toes, hips, and shoulders are pointed towards the baseline, and then shoots it on his outside hand. So now the next tip is just getting the defense on your back off of, these are mostly pick and rolls, but this is a great way to create an advantage, and it creates a 2-on-1 situation with the bigs defender. And I'll show you. I'll pause this clip once we, I'll do the next, let's see. Yeah, let's just do the first clip. So right here, high ball screen. All right. He's coming off of the screen, and then right here he slows down, and now it's really a 2-on-1 situation. So eliminate Ingles, the defender here, and just go with Luka, or let's say ball handler, screener, and screener's defender. If the screener steps up, it can be a lob or a bounce pass. Most of you watching this, it'd be a bounce pass. Wouldn't be a lob for a dunk necessarily. If the big retreats, which is what happens in this situation, the big retreats, then the shot is most likely going to be there. But the keys with this sort of move is you've got to get low. So look, he's lower than the defender right here. You've got to have a low dribble, low hips, and then you've got to be able to read the big. Usually the higher on the floor you can create contact with the defender, the better. So for example, the contact is initiated, let's just say, right there. So 1 step above the foul line. If you can create this advantage, the higher up the floor, like closer to the 3-point line, then that's going to make the bigs defender make a decision. And it's going to make the bigs defender cover more space. And you always want to put the defense in space, and you want to put the defense in situations where they have to make a decision. All right, so players, here's a question for you. When you drive by your defender, so the person who's guarding you, what skills or moves do you have to get past the secondary defender? My most recent video was on Kyrie, and he does this well, so there's more clips on beating secondary defenders in that video. But a secondary defender is just this. So right here, and I talked about this in my Kyrie video, primary defender is whoever's guarding you with the ball. So just who's matched up with you. So right here is this defender. But going back to my question I had was, all right, once you get past your defender and a rim protector slides over, that's the secondary level of defense. So right here, the rim protector, secondary level of defense. What skills or moves have you practiced and added to your game to get past those secondary defenders? So a couple moves you can have, like that first one, where are we at? Right here. So this first one, it was just kind of a step around. So he also kind of gives just a quick shot fake, but he plants off his right foot, lands on his left, then goes for a reverse layup. Right here, it's the same exact move. He just finishes on the opposite side of the rim. Here, again, it's a step around. And what's the key to this? Players, as you're thinking about this, what's the key to beating a secondary defender? There's multiple right answers, but the thing you must have is you have to decelerate and get on balance, because most players, listen to me, you make this mistake. Once you get by your defender, most players at this point, they literally just sprint as fast as possible to the rim. They either commit a charge or commit a turnover. But you've got to be able to, once you get past your defender, to decelerate and read the defense. Decelerate and get on balance. Now, of course, if there's no help defense in front of you, you make that read and you sprint to the rim as fast as possible. But against the set defense, you've got to be able to decelerate, but you also have to be able to try to keep your defender on your shoulder or your back. So deceleration, you can have a step around, you can have a Euro step, very similar moves. You can also have a short floater. There's a step around right there. But obviously with this, you got to be able to finish on either side of the rim with your left hand or your right hand. Here's a good clip right here. He had a quick eye fake on this one. So Taj Gibson from the Knicks rotates around, and watch this short shot fake right here. So as he plants his right foot, his eyes go to the rim, basketball barely goes up, and then he steps around Taj Gibson. So usually when y'all think of shot fakes, this isn't what you think of, but this is a good shot fake as he's planting on his right foot. Just show the ball and show the eyes towards the rim, then go in for the layup. So that's a good move, just kind of a quick shot fake. There's a high pickup and a step around. But players, you need to be practicing. There's the other shot fake right there too. Watch this. Plants on the outside foot, basketball goes up, defender jumps on the shot fake, wide open layup. But players, you have to have something in your skill set, in your toolbox, y'all are saying in your bag nowadays, whatever. But you got to have these skills to score past secondary defenders. Again, there's a step around right there. So now we're going to look at shot fakes and pivots. There's one where he draws a foul. Players, you should have a goal every game, like get 4 free throw attempts where you have a shot fake and you draw a foul. But the keys to shot fakes are, and I would, for you players, record your shot fakes, because a lot of you think you have a good shot fake, but you really don't. Your shot fake needs to look like your shot. Your eyes need to go to the rim. The basketball needs to go at least to your chin. So right here, let's see this shot fake. So basketball even goes above his head right here, and the defense jumps. Now I know there's different rules in the NBA this year about drawing fouls and initiating contact, but for most leagues, I think that if the defense jumps and there's contact, they're going to call a foul. But you've got to make sure your eyes get to the rim on shot fakes, and the basketball has to at least go to your chin, I say, as a rule of thumb. I mean, sometimes you don't have to. Sometimes just an eye fake's good enough. So now, last section here, this film studies, we're looking at passing, reads, decisions, and action. So on this clip right here, he's going to drive into the paint and collapse the defense into the paint, and then he's going to make a read. So it's a side ball screen. Look right here. We've got 4 defenders in the paint. Steven Adams has 1 foot in the paint. You've got 3 defenders with 2 feet in the paint. So 4 defenders in the paint. Players, if you ever get into the paint like this, kick it out for a shot. Your teammates are going to appreciate it, and it's just a wide open 3. But right here, obviously drives in, defense collapses, makes the right pass, getting it out for a 3. This is going to be much of the same. So this is off of a pick and roll, and this is the sign. If you want to know if you're a good player, watch your own film and ask yourself this: when you drive into the paint, do you get 3 or 4 defenders attracted into the paint, collapsing into the paint? Because if you're a good player and you're a threat to score, help defense is going to take you seriously. So anyway, this much of the same, just off a pick and roll. He spins out, obviously, 3-point shot right here. Here's another one, collapsing the defense and then making a read. So this off a pick and roll. And instead of throwing, so usually this may be a lob right here, but the weak side corner, Zion right here, he collapses in to deny the lob. So then we talk about reads. This was the right read. Luka saw the weak side corner defender slid in, so he made that read, kicked it to the opposite corner. Great point guards have to be able to make, any player should have vision like that. Okay, this is just a fun one right here. Doesn't really collapse the defense on this one, but this is just fun. I had to throw this in here. Defense slides over. Draymond Green slides over to help. I don't know how many of you watching this have the opportunity to play with somebody who can catch a lob like this, but you can still, if you're driving and this situation comes up, you can make a bounce pass. It'd be tough right here, or you can get in here, get on 2 feet, and then find a way to drop it off. But that was just a fun play right there. So this one right here, actually I'll skip over that one. We don't have to talk about that one. All right, so another good thing, if you ask yourself, am I a good player? You're a good player if you if you get 2 defenders on you when you have the basketball multiple times in a game, because that means you're a threat to score. So right here, side ball screen. Luka's got 2 defenders on him, and he obviously makes the good pass. But watch the detail right here. So watch Luka. All right, so we had the side ball screen. Now he's basically reading these back 2 defenders, ignoring his teammate and this defender right here. Because what you have along the baseline is 3 offensive players versus 2 defenders. So he's basically looking at these 2 defenders, and what he's going to do is look and kind of, I think I can't really tell right here because his arm's blocking him, but I think, my guess is he looked to the corner, and when he looked to the corner, that made this defender jump. So anytime you can use your eyes to make a defender jump one way and then you pass it to the open teammate, that is a good thing to do, obviously. This one's very simple. And players, all of you, most of you need to start making more simple passes like this. It's very simple. Side ball screen against the 2-3 zone. The strong side corner defender steps up. There's a lot of space to the corner for a great shooter. As soon as Steph Curry steps up towards the ball, Luka's already passing it, one-hand bounce pass. Very simple pass, but so many players do not make that pass, and I don't know why. But players, I mean, every game you should have 1 or 2 assists just off of basic, very simple plays like this, if not more. And definitely as a team, you should have more. So here is this is kind of 2 on the ball. I know my point down here is 2 defenders on the ball, but watch Cam Reddish right here on the Hawks, this defender right here. I would say right here he's confused, and he's more concerned with Luka than he is the roller. So kind of right here, it's almost like 2 on the ball, even though Cam Reddish doesn't go all the way to the basketball. But because this double ball screen right here just confused the defense, and then obviously he makes the right pass right there, and they get a layup. So here we go again. This is like the clip 2 clips ago, just a very simple pass. 2 guys are on you, 2 defenders are on you, pass it. And this is against, I think this might be a 2-3 zone. No, I think this is man. But again, as soon as 2 defenders are on you, you got to make a pass. Very, very simple. You should have 1 to 2 assists minimum a game off of just very basic passes like that. Now, this clip right here against the Hawks, I wanted to point out, point guards especially, look at this pass style right here, a hook pass. It's like a hook shot, but a pass. This is something, I mean, if I were you players, I would work on your side ball screens, which is what this is right here, ball screen set on the side of the floor, and work on these different types of passes. Hook pass, bounce pass, outside hand, inside hand, behind the back, so on and so forth. This is a screen, dive, and lift, a very common action amongst college, pro, I mean, even high school, you name it. But what it is you have a ball screen. So in this first clip right here, ball screen, so that's the screen part, obviously. The screener dives, and then the corner guy lifts for a shorter pass. So right here, ball screen is set. Corner defender helps on the roller. This leaves the wing wide open. He makes the right read. Then they make the 3. This one's a little bit different. It's more of a double ball screen, dive, and then space out. But it's much of the same thing. So right here, the screener is going to dive to the rim. That's going to force 2 defenders to kind of sink into the paint a little bit. Very simple pass, quick shot, quick release, and they make the 3. So here's a handoff again. This one is not so much about a screen, dive, and lift, but this one is a certain action. So on this ball screen right here, it's kind of like a screen, dive, and lift, but look at the inside screen that's set right here. It's a great play. But Luka's making that read, so he's thinking, all right, I'm coming off the screen, and I don't know what his reads are exactly, but he's going to come off the screen, weak side corner, or corner guy is going to lift, and then there's just going to be an inside screen right there to get him open for a 3. Great action and great play right there. Players, thanks again for watching this, and don't forget, you can get these free basketball workouts if you just subscribe and send me a screenshot at MasonWaters_ over on Instagram. I hope that y'all found this helpful. Stay tuned for more videos on some of your favorite professional players, and I hope these continue to help you get better.